Alright, so this recording we're just going through all the text logs one by one.
And patient number 247. They found this one in the automated shuttle floating outside our ship. Apparently, he was trying to dock with us when the jump drive fired, and it was dragged along for the ride in our wake. Laceration and some minor cerebral edema. A few days in the hibernator should help with all that. If only the others were that easy to fix.
So that was us. We got pretty fucked up.
Shuttle Victor Juliet, authorized for approach to
Starting
Metro
now,
via
if
Port
you need
5.
to make use of the fabricator in the courtyard, you must ask a requisition officer for a blueprint. If authorized, they will give you a data drive to unlock the blueprint so that you can use it freely. But remember, you must return the data drive when you're done. Don't just leave them lying around in random places.
As you know, no one actually listened to that.
And about the thing that came crawling out of the ventilation shaft in Workshop B. Yeah, it's made out of the same infestation stuff that's been covering walls and floors all over the place. It's just more concentrated. A more developed stage of the same life form. So, please, remind everyone again to keep the damn lights on. Use emergency batteries, rescue flares, whatever you can find to stop more of these things from evolving in the dark.
Your flesh is a curse. Your flesh is tainted. It speaks to the nightmares. It calls the evil that creeps among the stars. You must remove it. You must help others to remove theirs. It is your only salvation. Today marks the 85th anniversary of the foundation of Luna, the first human settlements outside Earth. Expansion of the original base, construction
Echo Tango,
follow
transfer to injection orbit at 120.
astronauts after discovery of water on Moon. This instrumental effort succeeded in creating a self-sufficient. Luna has grown up to be a stepping stone, a key stepping stone in human exploration of our solar system. The first landing on Mars, the mission of outer planets, none of them would have been.
I'm pretty sure the infestation is not coming from a leak of organic material in the drive, though. Or at least, if there was a leak when the accident happened, stopped now. I've checked, double-checked. The fluid levels aren't going down, and the infestation keeps spreading. So, it must be something else feeding it. And what do you want me to say? We didn't build the jump drive. We don't really understand how it works. The company just found it on a rock around Mars, plugged a few wires into it, and started zapping away at it to see what happens. Well, this is what happens.
It manifests in vague sense of malaise that has crept up on us. This odd feeling that some momentous, horrible thing is about to happen. The Phobos discovery has left us unmoored,
Echo Tango,
uncertain
transfer to
about
injection orbit at
our
120.
future place in a universe we thought we had figured out, but that now it continues on. Not surprised that some extremist movement would capitalize on this, such as Joseph Sato's band of doomsday followers, living in liminal times by K. Urich.
Cargo Transport India 4, authorized departure to Site Alpha as filed. Wait
So
for
to
Port 1
summarize,
pressurization.
yes, the Phobian drive malfunctioned and triggered ahead of time. And yes, our current location is unknown. Engineering is working around the clock to fix the damages and ready to drive again. And navigation is plotting a course back home. In the meantime, I ask the rest of you to keep a professional attitude and to take advantage of this unique research opportunity.
We found the tissue in secondary storage. It was covering all exposed surfaces,
Shuttle Victor
floor,
Juliet.
walls,
Authorized for approach
tables,
connectors via port
and
5.
started to spread to the nearest room. The good news is that UV light seems to kill it. So, keep the lights on at all times. Yes, we're having energy limitations, but this thing spreads fast. And we don't want a bloody infestation on top of all the other problems. So keep the lights on.
But do not be mistaken. Moss is not only based on Luna. Moss is Luna. It is its factories, its residential modules,
Cargo
its
transport India 4.
laboratories.
Authorized departure to Site Alpha
All
as
of them
filed.
constructed
Wait for port 1
and
pressurization.
operated by subsidiaries of the Moss Corporation. Continues on. And what it means for the future of Earth, that all space exploration has to go through the lunar choke point, where a single corporation is able to exert a growing control over. The Lost Frontier by J.L. Hobbs.
I ran the infestation tissue through the test suit, and it's strange. The results are a match to human DNA. Not only that, I found the same genetic footprint in our database. A mix of technician Marina Tillman and janitor Julian Krause, both missing since the accident. I don't know. Most likely I just botched the test. Cross-contamination, maybe. I'll repeat it later today.
Vessel Mix Nectaris. Regist Luna E345. Owner Moscorp. Type 3A Science Research. Tonnage Heavy. Location Phobos P or
Cargo transport India 4. Authorized departure to Site Alpha as filed. Wait for port 1 pressurization.
Self-sufficient laboratory habitat vessel for long-term scientific research and exploration. Phobos mission report leaked. To hide from the world the fact that they found these so-called vestiges on the Martian moon, and that the celestial body itself might be an artificial origin, the research will conclusive that the continues on is not in fact a living being, but a bioengineered machine of uncertain purpose, and that the tentatively called Phobian technology is based on metal and silicone, but on organic. Continues on. So it's the engine in the reactor room is organic, but part machine, something like that. Living machine. Continues on. But we only found those ruins and vestiges, which is the worst possible outcome and poses an urgent question to humanity. What happened to the Phobians? And we must
Echo
find
Tango.
an
Transfer
answer
to injection
soon,
orbit at 120.
because whatever existential trap destroyed them might be lying in wait for us. If there is indeed a great filter, a challenge most civilizations fall to meet, it looms just up ahead. The Great Filter Looms by Dr. Tamara Gordon.
Progress report? Well, I fixed the outer membranes yesterday, but the marrow sacs are still regenerating.
Traffic inbound in Ectorus.
The drive
ETA
is
scheduled
not
in
just
Sector
a
6
machine.
in 1 hour.
It's also a living thing, like a heart or a brain. It needs time to heal and power. So yeah, we'll have to put up with the brownouts and low gravity for a little while longer.
Murder in Phobos. Joseph Certos, accused of the death of fellow astronaut Martha Schuza during the first manned mission to Phobos 4 months ago. Upon his return to Earth, Mr. Santos continues on, spouting incoherent warnings about monsters living in the sky that could devour all of continues on. No previous history of mental illness according to the spokesperson for the mission.
No, I understand what you're saying, but the Phobian Drive is still the top priority. Whatever happened started with it, and I know it's related to that thing floating out there. So if Rebecca needs to divert power from the lighting or life support systems to fix it, she can do that. We're still a few days away from the oxygen levels becoming critical anyways.
Shuttle Victor Juliet, RCS at 50 meters.
Magnacturus 2059.9.5 CPT log continues on. Main assembly of the Phobian Drive, artifact P211, was completed today in repurposed Workshop D. Integration with the onboard fuel and computer systems will begin next week after structural checks. For more info, consult report Phobian Drive 29B submitted by Chief Engineer Rebecca Count, employee ID 09719G.
How to kill the creatures? The most effective way still seems to be intense trauma until they start to lose mobility. So shoot at them, or electrocute them, or whatever. And when they're down, use UV light to burn the tissue away for good, before they can reconstitute again. And no, a flashlight is not enough. You need something brighter.
To go through the locked doors, just ask Security Chief Cortez for a key card. It's a hassle, yes, but it will stop this infestation from spreading further. We've also armed the automated defense turrets and security drones. That should be enough to stop the, well, you know, the other things.
At this point, I'd say we're just trying to fool ourselves. A leak of organic matter from the drive. That just doesn't make any sense anymore. For God's sake, some of those things crawling around have fillings in their teeth. You want to know where the missing crew members are? Look at the walls.
I understand the sight outside the windows can be unnerving to some of you. Rest assured, the entity is further away than it seems at first glance, and so far it hasn't reacted to our presence. But still, those of you who feel uncomfortable working or sleeping in rooms with windows can talk to the XO, and we will reaccommodate you.
Cargo Transport India 4. Authorized departure to Site Alpha as filed.
I've been
Wait for
thinking
Port
a lot
1
about
pressurization.
bait and Trojan horses and anglerfishes. You know, the ones with the glowing lures. And isn't it weird that we just happened to find this piece of alien tech in our backyard? And now it took us here? And we have this infestation thing going on? I don't know. But maybe fixing it and taking it back home is not the best idea.
Shuttle Victor Juliet. Authorized for approach to Nectarus via Port 5.
4 more days. No visible progress with the drive repairs. 3 more crew members missing as of yesterday. The infestation keeps growing. And now you come at me with, what? These reports of footsteps? Everyone to stop imagining things and get back to work.
Phobos mystery deepens. September. I'll be right back. I actually replace my batteries. Otherwise, they'll mess with the recording.
Echo Tango. Transfer to injection orbit at 120.
Alright. Phobo mystery deepens. September 21st, 2051. Continue. What termed as abnormal geological formations in the Martian moon of Phobos, their exact nature is still a matter of debate. This would appear to give credence to last year's recorded observation of Nomad 6 probe of electromagnetic pulses emitting from the surface. But probes can only go so far, and if we want to solve the mystery, it becomes imperative that a new manned exploration mission continues on.
I've heard her theory, but I mean, we have coolant leaks and broken pipes all over the place, breaches in the outer hull. We don't need some nightmare story of why people are going missing. It's much simpler. They are having accidents. Someone goes wandering alone in a dark corridor, gets
Cargo
lost, takes
Transport
the
India
wrong
4.
step, and
Authorized
falls off
departure
a
to
ledge
Site
or
Alpha as
something.
filed. Wait for Port 1 pressurization.
Okay, I might be losing my marbles here, but listen to this. Did you hear it? Sounds kind of like voices? Yeah, like people talking softly. At first, I thought it was just noise from another room coming through the air ducts or something, but no. I'm pretty sure it's coming from the drive core. It's taking me longer than I want, but I can give you a partial answer. It wasn't our fault. The drive didn't trigger because of anything we did. It decided to jump on its own. I've been telling you, this thing is alive. You've got to remember that. So, I don't know. Maybe the reason we're here is that the drive wanted us here.
Nectar's 2058.7.25 CPT log. Shuttle touched down at 11:48, coords 49A.
Shuttle Victor Juliet, RCS at 50 meters.
012. This is less than 300 meters from the previous mission landed site. Between Ridge 7, the Bone Trench, and secondary spiral outcrop. First survey identified artifact P3P9, unable to find P2 at same location reported by original mission. Expected return to research materials to main ship by 10:30 tomorrow. Next one. Nectaris 2058.7.18 CPT log continues on. Successful transfer of Phobos Part Orbit 7 with 97% efficiency rate. 4.3 kilometers. DV remains. Life support nominal. After system reconfig for phases 2 and is complete, we'll start cargo unpacking and lab prep work. If no issues, we expect to be ready for surface expedition in 4 days.
I didn't see any other option. Rebecca was lying. All this time, she never had any intention to fix the drive, to take us home, so I had to press her into doing her part. And after I learned she was the one to remove the fuel cells, I couldn't let her sabotage it all again. It was her fault. She didn't leave me any choice.
Captain's log. Phobos surfaced. Team H positively identified all artifacts belonging to Group P211.
All traffic inbound in Nectaris. Be aware EVA scheduled in Sector 6 in 1 hour.
Disassembly for transport of P211B and P211C, the rings, started at 1645. Expected 4 to 5 shuttle trips for retrieval of all parts. The main sphere P211A must be transported with a kinetic cover to prevention of continues on. Next one. Captain's log. Accident in Workshop B when testing the teleport device. Derived from artifact P78. Result in partial spaghettification of engineer.
Cargo transport India 4.
He became some spaghetti.
Wait for port 1 pressurization.
K.Lenik, employee ID 17258T, and minor injuries of engineer Dr. Gracia ID 87832R. Leblenik passed away 3 hours later from her injuries. Remains to be disposed of on site. Testing item 78T expected to resume in 48 hours. Next note. Mayday, mayday, mayday. This is Mix Nectaris LNA E345 declaring
Shuttle Victor Juliet, authorized for approach to Nectaris via Port 5.
Unknown. Extensive structural damage. Major loss of life. Power levels critical. Biohazard released. Requesting immediate evacuation. Next note. Moss lays claims to Phobos. April 7th, 2059. Today Moss announced its intention to challenge international law of matter of the Phobos dig site. Yes. Yeah.
All traffic
Not too
inbound
cheap.
in
Make sure
Nectaris.
they're
Beware
actually
EVA
good
scheduled
ones.
in Sector 6 in 1
not,
hour.
not like the expensive ones, but decent. Yeah. somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around there. Alright. Sorry about that. Direct defiance of Resolution 3106, the Lunar-based corporation claimed not to be subject to law of Earth. While risky, most analysts, we conclude, believe that this strategy might succeed, given that the majority of Mars assets
transfer to injection orbit at 120
in space and out of the limited reach of Earth-based law enforcement agency, and that the implicit threat of continues. Another one. Captain's log. First activation test of Phobian Drive artifact was at 21:15 today. Activation lasted 12 minutes and 44 seconds. Achieved stable ring rotation in second configuration. Measured gravimetric anomalies throughout the ship. 1.25 Gs to plus negative 1.42 Gs to plus 1.
Shuttle Victor Juliet, RCS at 50 meters.
And time deviation of 4.1 seconds from reference. So basically it's messing with both space and time. 6 dead in Doomsday Cult attack. Macabre attack at the dinner near the town center. Of the two survivors, one continues on, and the other mutilated body parts with 25% of his skin having been removed via the application of continues on. This is the third such attack this month, and as with the previous events, the motivation behind continues on accused him of fanning the flames. Mr. Santos did not reply to these allegations. Opinion. The lies of Moss continues on. More doubts than ever after the confirmation of the existence of intelligent life beyond Earth. But what we have are rumors, and each of those is more outlandish than the next. Matter manipulation, teleportation, faster than light travel continues on. And the only ones to know the truth are the Moss Corporation, who now operate the only research ship in Neophobos. The Mix Nectaris continues on. Next note, Captain's log. Unscheduled activation of Phobo Drive, artifact P211 at 0431 today. Aboard by Chief Engineer Rebecca Kant. Employee ID 09719G. Cause of activation unknown. Security log shows the drive room was vacant. Continues on. Computer powered off at the moment of activation. Drive induced gravimetric oscillations cause minor damage in labs 4 and 8. Storage A and medical. Okay, that's everything. I'll just show y'all the stuff real quick. We got pistol, oxygen container, health stimulant, pistol ammo, crossbow bolt. So this game does
Shuttle Victor Juliet,
have like in-game sounds and stuff
via port 5.
that you have to be careful about.
Shuttle Victor Juliet, RCS at 50 meters. All traffic inbound in Nectarus. Be aware EVA scheduled in Sector 6 in 1 hour.
Alright, that's it. That is everything, including blueprints. Y'all have a good day, and goodbye.